As we discussed in previous sessions, that Aria allows you or forces the user actually to kind of define the size scales that are going to be used in the business. We discussed in a previous video about the issue or the case of creating the non-extended size scales, which allows you to go only up to 8 sizes across. In this video we're going to discuss a different setup, which is the extended size scale, which will work for people who are using more than 8 sizes for the style number, or people who are using multiple dimensional size scales, like what's used for pants, waist and seam, for example. The extended size scale is also added from the same program that we used for the regular sizing. It's called the scale screen, and it's located in the master data file. As I said at the beginning, we have two different cases. First, flat scales that are running with sizes over 8 sizes. So this is case number 1 we're going to be discussing. Then we're going to discuss the multi-dimensional sizes, like what we did for, or what we discussed for pants. Still, Aria requires a scale ID whenever you define a new scale in Aria. So I'm going to use Z for the scale ID, and I'm pressing enter. On add, it's still a 1 dimension, and each size is actually called as size. Just call it size, as you can see. And I'm going to say I'm going to be using this for dresses. Then I'm using my mouse to click on new. It's asking me for a level code. Now, as we said, we're going to be able to assign over or more than 8 sizes for the style number. Now, what happens internally, that Aria breaks them into multiple levels. Each one of those levels is actually 8 sizes, and you can go with unlimited. You can create as many levels as you like, multiplied by 8 sizes each. So for this is the Z is actually the scale ID, and this actually tells the system the level ID, or the code or the number of that set of 8 sizes. So I'm going to go with sequential numbers in this case. Then now it's asking you for the actual size name, so I'm going to say size 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. That's enough for me on this level, and I'm going to click on more, do 02, and we stopped at 18, so I'm going to do here 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, and 34. Then I'm going to do more 03, and this is going to be for sizes 36, 38. This is the way I like to see my matrix. Now, starting from now, after I save my scale, that is going to allow the user to select scale ID number Z, assign it to any of the style numbers, and you will be able to maintain inventory under any of those sizes. When entering orders, of course, you're going to be able to enter orders for this. When you pick, you're going to be doing the same, and so on. Now, pre-packs works also exactly the same way. I'm going to use my mouse and click on pre-pack, click on new, the pre-pack ID. I'm going to say this is pack number 1. Aria on the right hand side displays the size levels, and as you can see, every time you highlight the scale, you see the sizes written on top. And this is for level number 1, no 10s, and I'm going to do here 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 again, 4s, 2, then I'm going to just go to the left to the last one, 2, and 2. So this is how my pre-pack is created, and of course you can create as many pre-packs as you like. So this covers the case of creating a 1-dimensional extended size scale, and as you can see, that Aria does not limit you with the number of sizes that you can assign to such scales. Now, to discuss the second scenario, which the multi-dimensions, I'm just going to type W here, press enter, and I'm going to click on the add button. the number of dimensions I need is 2. Then I'm pressing enter in here. Now Aria will ask you for a description for each dimension. So in our case right now we're talking about the pants, so as you know they come with waist and seam. So I'm gonna use W for my dimension for the waist and S for the seam, and I'm gonna give it a description. We just activate the scale screen here, and I'm gonna give it a description, pants scale. Then still the same idea about the levels still exists, so I'm gonna click on new right now, and it's gonna ask you for a level code. Now the scale code or the level code here, I'm going to tie it simply to the waist size. So I'm going to say that this is the first level and it's related to the waist size 30. So I'm going to use that as my code. Still, I need a description. I'm just going to do with size or waist size 30. Then I'm going to start assigning the sizes for the waist 30. So the length or the seam can be 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Now, if the seams that I would like to assign to the waist 30 are less than 8 sizes for this level, then we're okay. We can click on new and start adding waist 32. But if you require more sizes or more than 8 sizes for that waist, you're going to use the more button. So here I'm going to 30 comes only with those seam sizes, and I'm going to click on new over here to start dealing with the following level, which is size 32 or waist size 32. Again, the description is 32W, and it takes the same thing: 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and maybe 40, 42. And now I'm gonna do new again, the second or the following waist size, which will be 34. I'm gonna give it the description 34 W, then 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. And let's say that this one comes with a little bit of a bigger sizes, so I'm going to do here 44, and I need to also go over 8, so I'm going to use my mouse to click on more right now. It will ask you for another level. I'm going to use 30. Of course I cannot use 34 again, right? So I'm going to use 35. It's keeping the same description as you can see, right? And I'm going to do here 46 and 48 and 50. So let's take a look at what do we have. We have 30, waist 30 comes with seam 30, 32, and so on. 32 comes with seam 30 through 42. 34 comes with seams 30 through 50. So as you can see, this specific waist size is actually entered in 2 records in order for us to accommodate the case of, you know, it being over 8 sizes across. Now the NRF numbers works exactly the same way. You just simply highlight the line that you would like to enter NRF numbers for. And as you can see, this is waist 30, size 30. Then you type the NRF number here, 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 and so on. And of course, don't forget to save your information.